They what if they were to learn how to have good relationship? What if they never learned? What the I was talking with a friend the other day about how do we make good things happen in our lives, in our relationships. And I said that the challenge within every such opportunity is that we cannot give people the opportunity to do the right thing without risking that they will do the wrong thing. And so it becomes kind of this, what some people call hedging your bets, that you put some kind of buffer around your decisions and your actions so that if people do make a bad decision in responding to you or in sending something negative your way, that you have the ability to step aside or to deal with whatever's coming at you. But unless you give them that opportunity, they won't have any opportunity to do the right thing. In order for someone to be a hero, they have to have an opportunity where a hero is needed. In order for someone to demonstrate that he or she is a trustworthy person, they have to be given an opportunity where they could just as equally demonstrate that they are not a trustworthy person. If we don't give them that opportunity, if we don't take that risk, we essentially rob ourselves of the positive relationship that could result from them demonstrating themselves to be a trustworthy person. So we have to find ways to. This sounds like a total contradiction. We have to find ways to safely make ourselves vulnerable, and maybe from a more enlightened perspective, there is no way to make yourself vulnerable without deciding what it is you can afford to lose in order to find out whether there is a positive relationship to be gained. I'm reminded of the musical Les Miserables, in which a bishop invites an ex-convict into his home, and the ex-convict responds by stealing some of the silver, and is caught by the police and brought back for questioning. And the bishop responds, "No, I gave him that," and then asks the ex-convict, why did you leave the best part? And gives him additional silver. The candlesticks on the mantelpiece, you forgot those. And of course, the ex-convict is totally humbled by this, and the police are, because the bishop are insistent, the police are willing to accept that, okay, that's what the bishop said, so we don't have any grounds for arresting this guy for stealing the silver. But the bishop had to take a chance on that happening, and then he had to take a chance in giving more to this man from as he could. And of course, the whole story is built on him promising to become an honest man, to use this silver to become a good person. And in that sense, the bishop was choosing to invest in Valjean, the man in the story. And in the same way, each day of our lives, often unnoticed, there are all sorts of opportunities in which we can invest in each other. And we take this word, what if this person felt loved for one blessed moment, even though they may never have felt love before? What if this person felt trusted, even though no one has ever trusted them before? Would they, like Valjean, turn into a hero who carries a wonderful story forward and spends his life helping other people? It is absolutely possible. There's no way of knowing what can happen if someone is willing to invest a little bit of love, a little bit of kindness, a little bit of trust, and maybe a silver candlestick like the bishop in the story. There are all sorts of ways of doing this. But if we never ask the what if we assume that society is predictable, if we take a cynical attitude that everyone who can will always take what they want from you, or take whatever they can from you, That life is an adversarial process of protecting whatever you can claim to own, um, until you finally die, and then it all gets auctioned off and divided up or left to inheritors who do the same. What if the things we do in life really do matter? What if every act of love really is rewarded, even if we don't see it at the time? At the time that the bishop in the story of Les Miserables gave Valjean the silver candlesticks, he had no idea whether it would mean anything. Whether 5 years hence Valjean would be a better person or not. It could all be for naught. It could have been an expression of his wish, of the bishop's wish, that went unfulfilled. Because I'm sure there were other times when the bishop gave to, if that's the sort of person he was, I'm sure there are other times when the bishop gave things and was disappointed because people didn't take the opportunity and the resources that he extended and make good use of them. And there are, every day in rush hour traffic around every major city, there are times when we have the opportunity to show kindness, and somebody puts their blinker on and you can let them in. Or, as some people, they speed up and tell them, no, you have to get behind me. And sometimes it's very difficult to change lanes without almost causing an accident, because there is such a competitive adversarial attitude out there. It may be prevalent, it's not required. What if, for one day, we decided to be giving, and every time somebody raced for a door ahead of us, if we were there at the same time, we opened the door for them and stepped back to let them enter first. And every time they put their blinker on, we slowed down just a little bit to let them in. What kind of world would we begin creating together? If we could answer the question, what if, would that kind of servitude, that kind of generosity, that kind of largeness of spirit, that we recognize this person whose name we do not know is struggling to meet a deadline because they're afraid of what might happen if they don't, or they think that somehow this is essential, and we give them the space to find out whether it's essential or not.